Today's recap is probably going to go down as my favorite for all of spring training because so many wild and crazy things happened yesterday. We're going to break down this new guy, Bryce Montes. He's throwing 101 to 102 miles an hour while flailing basically every body part that he has. I don't know how it's physically possible to throw strikes, but he's doing it. We're going to break down Anthony Volpe, Oswald Peraza, and IKF because that situation in New York, I'm not saying that it's getting toxic, but Aaron Boone, he continues to dump fuel on that fire. It's kind of fun to watch from afar because Yankees fans are not happy. And also Fernando Tatis Jr. He's in right field and it's going to take some getting used to. He does not look great out there just yet. And guys, real quick, I want to remind you that tomorrow I will be releasing my interview with Grady Sizemore. I finally met the GOAT, my favorite player of all time. The best way to support that video, just click on it if you see it and let it run all the way through. YouTube loves watch time, so I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys. All right, let's go ahead and get into the recap. A clip that I want to show because I've never seen it before. This is Miguel Vargas of the Dodgers, a younger player. He made his debut last year. He has a fractured finger, so the Dodgers have actually told him and instructed him to get into the batter's box and not swing a single time. The crazy part is he's gotten on base 4 times in 8 plate appearances. He has 4 strikeouts because, again, he's not allowed to swing considering he has a fractured finger. But because of the fact that he's allowed to work on his pitch recognition, he also has 4 walks. This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen, and we'll probably never see this ever again. So real quick, I'm going to try and joggle your guys' memory. Do you remember this kid from the Futures game? I think it was last year or in 2021. His name is Masyn Winn, and he had a 101 mile per hour throw from shortstop. It was just fun. He was flexing the arm strength. There was nothing bad about it, in my opinion. But Justin Turner, he did not like it. He kind of threw Masyn Winn under the bus, saying that he's just going to make a bunch of errors if he's going to try and throw that hard every single time. To me, Justin completely missed the point. I just felt like Masyn was showing off his arm to the world as opposed to he does that on every single throw. But I wanted to joggle your memory real quick because Masyn Winn, the kid is on fire. He had yet another 100 mile per hour throw, and this time he actually needed the arm strength because the guy was flying down the bases. He's also hitting 571 with 2 stolen bases in spring training. Masyn Winn is going to be a dog for the Cardinals as well as Jordan Walker. These 2 guys, if they're in the same lineup as Nolan Arenado and Lars Nootbaar, Paul Goldschmidt, all the other guys that they have on that squad, Wilson Contreras, dude, the Cardinals are going to be a problem. All right, let's go ahead and talk about 3 things that just do not make sense to my little normal human brain because all of these guys are freak athletes. Look at this kid, Bryce Montes. He is throwing 101 while, again, I mentioned this in the intro, flailing every body part. He looks like an inflatable at a car dealership. Just everything is going all at once, and somehow he's able to locate, throw 101 fairly accurate. We should all get together and ban this guy if he's ever in MLB The Show because we won't be able to hit him. Also, I have never understood Freddie Freeman's swing path. I just don't understand how he's able to kind of like short arm every single time and still hit a baseball 420 to 450 feet. Okay, that one wasn't 450, but still. Freddie Freeman's swing, ever since I saw him make his debut up until now, present day, it doesn't make sense. But he's going to make the Hall of Fame because he's that good. And then this kid right here, Corbin Carroll, he absolutely flies on the bases. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give him the crown of the new fastest player in baseball. For me, it just doesn't make sense how he's able to go from kind of half speed to full speed in the blink of an eye. And the way that he actually turns the corners on the bases, I feel like that's why he looks so fast because his angles are basically perfect. If you're a kid and you want to learn how to run the bases, watch Corbin Carroll. From the fastest player to the fastest strikeout I have ever seen in my life, I'm talking about Little League, college, high school, any baseball that you can think of. This was a 19, I'm going to give it 19 seconds, but a lot of people are saying 20 seconds. Wandy Peralta, he absolutely mowed this guy down. A strikeout in 20 or under seconds. A lot of people are saying that this is way too fast. I'm actually in that camp as well. That's a little too quick, Wandy. Can you slow it down just a little bit? But then again, a lot of people are saying baseball needs this. Baseball doesn't have a fun issue per se. They have a pacing issue, and this corrects that. So I'm going to ask one more time, what do you guys think about the pitch clock? I promise you guys we'll talk about Anthony Volpe and Oswald Peraza in just a second, but real quick, I do want to talk about a few guys that are going to be making comebacks in 2023. Kenta Maeda of the Twins, he had 2 strikeouts in 2 innings of work yesterday. He is going to be very important and vital to the Minnesota Twins and their playoff success. Jason Hayward, he had a home run a few days ago off a lefty, Andrew Heaney, and now he's showing that he can be a pretty capable outfielder still at his ripe age. I think he's like 33, 34 years old, so maybe he has a few average years left in the tank after stinking it up with the Chicago Cubs, one of the worst contracts ever. And then also, speaking of outfielders, Fernando Tatis Jr., yeah, he had a put out, which he made look easy. And then as a former outfielder, I can tell you right now, Fernando Tatis Jr. has not mastered the footwork. He looks very clunky out there. And the one thing that I can tell you for certain, I'm not saying I could play right field better than Fernando Tatis Jr., but his legs are too heavy, which means that he's stomping around and his head is moving. Anyone with eyes can see that. Not even if you've played baseball, you can see that his head is moving all over the place. Fernando, I know you're not watching, but if you are, quiet the feet. That's it. This guy's name is Fuzzy. He's a washed-up baseball player who makes YouTube videos giving Fernando Tatis Jr. advice. But honestly, I feel like it's good advice. Staying with the Padres real quick, Juan Soto, he is batting .727 in spring training. He is 8 for 11 with 7 RBIs. If this guy has a bounce back season, even though he was still pretty good last year, the Padres, again, they're going to be stupid. And one more player I want to talk about before we talk about the Yankees, Brett Baty. I don't know where exactly he's going to get 300 at bats from, but the kid is raking. He's batting .500, so hopefully they can find a way to squeeze him in left field, third base, first base, DH, wherever they can plug in Brett Baty. I really want to see 400 at bats from this kid because his ceiling is limitless. All right, let's go ahead and break down the Yankees problem, and in my opinion, they have 2 problems in one, kind of wrapped up, because Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman, they have each other's back through thick and thin. They're best buddies. I don't know what's going on in New York, but they're, for whatever reason, defending Brian Cashman's trade for IKF and Josh Donaldson more than any trade I've ever seen in my life. Oswald Peraza and Anthony Volpe have been flexing their talent in spring training so far. Volpe on the defensive side of things, on the bases, he finally had his first home run. He has been a 5-tool superstar for the Yankees. Oswald Peraza, in the 17 minutes that he was allowed to play last year, looked like a future Gold Glover and All-Star. For me, I would put Oswald at shortstop because I know Volpe is the bigger name, but Oswald is the better defender in my opinion. Volpe would be a fantastic third baseman with Glaber at second base playing his best version of baseball. Donaldson and IKF, they're holding back the Yankees. But again, Aaron Boone, he is going to defend IKF, and I guess this is better than him saying that IKF will be the opening day shortstop. Apparently, IKF is going to get some reps in the outfield, so there you go. That's the update. IKF has kind of been displaced right now as the starting shortstop, at least in my opinion, and now he's going to be an outfielder slash shortstop slash third baseman, although I feel like Oswaldo Cabrera should be the left fielder. I don't know what's happening with the Yankees, but I don't like how it's not very transparent. And I bring all this up because the Yankees are going to have some fierce competition going into 2023 in that division with the Rays. They got Zach Eflin. He looked pretty good. The Blue Jays, obviously, they signed everyone. They traded for everyone and their mother. And also the Orioles, we see that Ali Rutschman, he is raking in spring training. Grayson Rodriguez, he looked fantastic. 2 no-hit innings yesterday in spring. I feel like the Orioles are going to make some noise as well, even though they had a pathetic offseason. They're just going to rely on the young guys. But that does it for today's recap. Thank you all so much for watching and supporting. If you're going to any minor league games or planning for the future, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save yourself 20 bucks off your entire purchase. And also a reminder that Grady Sizemore interview comes out tomorrow. Stay tuned. Just click on it. Watch all the way through. I would really appreciate it. And let's take a look at some home runs from yesterday.
Here's down to the bottom. Here's Yelich, and he sends one out towards left. Backing up. Thompson still back, and Yelich
towards the top of the zone, and Yelich does not miss it.
Throughout his career, has only faced Adam Wainwright in the regular season twice. Hits this one pretty well to left, all the way back, looking up, Yepez, it's gone! Jose Abreu!
As the starters there, the 2-0 is drilled high and deep into right field. Back on it goes the right fielder, Rojas at the track. That's for sure. Here's Arroyo swinging and driving one high and deep to left field. It is way back. His second home run. He's driven in 5.